Can you imagine visiting a witch doctor for love? Doreen was a hopeless romantic, and though she just reached 30, she truly believed that her soulmate was there somewhere. She believed in love, she believed in fairy tales, she believed in happily ever after, and that's what she wanted for herself. She'd had several failed relationships. Unfortunately, none of her relationships got to the 1-year mark. Everybody kind of dumped her soon before that time. Her last relationship ended kind of sadly. She'd, entered into a relationship and they'd promised each other that they would not get physically intimate until after the 1 year. This was her hope and dream to cross that 1-year mark because all her other relationships, they'd gotten what they wanted before that time. Unfortunately, a month before their 1-year anniversary, she found her then boyfriend cheating on her with his male best friend. At this point, Doreen was kind of devastated. One morning, while driving on her way to work, a little distracted by all her thoughts of relationships and marriage, she got to an intersection and was hit by another car right on the side of her own car. Frustrated, a little scared, and definitely disoriented, Doreen got down from the car ready to argue with the person. He apologized profusely and told her that, you know what, I'll take care of everything. Should I take you to a hospital? Make sure you're okay. Let me give you my contact details. Let me take care of this whole thing. I'll pay for it out of pocket. It was my accident. Initially, Doreen was a little frustrated because the meeting she was supposed to go for was very important for her career. But this gentleman, who introduced himself as Albert, was actually really nice. So later on down the line, they got to talking, eventually shared a kiss, and quickly started dating. And when I tell you that for Doreen, Albert was perfect. He was sweet, he was attentive, he would bring her flowers every Monday morning, he would take her on dates every Friday, he was intentional, everything that Doreen could have hoped for. But you know what? Not all good things are meant to last. So Doreen was scared, she was terrified. As the months flew by and things were going so splendidly, her 1-year mark was starting to look scarier and scarier. She really felt that this could end up in a breakup at that 1-year mark, so she wanted to do every single thing possible to prevent that. So she reached out to a good friend of hers, Nancy. Nancy had been with Doreen through all her trials and tribulations and understood Doreen's fears as well as her desire and love for a perfect relationship. So this time, Doreen went to Nancy and said, look, girl, I'm scared. This man is treating me so well. Everything's going so good. We're about to hit that 1-year mark. I'm terrified. Nancy said, look, I know this lady, she's a love doctor, she dabbles in charms and spirituality. Let's speak to her and see what she can tell you. Normally, Doreen wasn't into all of those things. She's not a big fan of spirituality, she's not a big fan of crystals and potions. But you know what? She loved this man. She wanted to make sure he stays with her. So she and Nancy agreed to visit this lady. Now, this lady was not a typical love doctor. She had a corporate office, she was well put together. She met with Nancy and Doreen explained her whole story. This love doctor took some crystals, took some potions, and told her that, look, I see what you mean. And you know what? This relationship you are currently in is perfect. The man loves you and nothing will stop his love for you. However, I do see some dark forces at work trying to break you guys up. Doreen said, look, at this point, anything you give me, I will do. So the love doctor prescribes her with a potion. She says, add this to his water once a day for 7 days. After which, he will be even more in love with you and nothing can break you guys apart. Doreen agreed. And from that day forward, started adding these drops to Albert's water. By the time it reached day 6, Doreen was frustrated. The potion didn't seem to be working. Strangely enough, Albert had been getting more withdrawn, meaner. Even one time he almost slapped her when she tried to make a comment and talk. So quickly Doreen called Nancy and said, look, this thing was supposed to be 7 days. Day 5 and 6 were hell. I'm not even doing day 7. What's going wrong? Must I go back to this love doctor and tell her that this is not working? Nancy said, at this point, clearly it's messed up. Don't go back there. Clearly the curse is starting to work. Let's find something else for you. Or better still, let's find someone else for you. Doreen said, absolutely not. Albert is the one I love. I will find my own solution. Again, a few days went by. And by this time, Albert was ready to break up with Doreen. He wanted her gone. He was no longer interested in her. He was over the whole thing. Doreen said this cannot be happening. Almost like a miracle, another friend of Doreen's sent her a link. NSPPD prayers led by a famous Nigerian pastor, Jerry Eze. The link was a prayer altar where people could come, confess their sins, talk about their testimonies, and even share their trials and tribulations. The pastor would pray for you, and hopefully you would be delivered. So you know what Doreen said? What can I lose? She jumped on the call, and every single day she was part. And every single day she would pray for her relationship. Every single day she would pray for Albert, hoping for a solution. Until one random Monday morning, Pastor Jerry Eze said, I am being given a revelation of a woman with a friend. The friend brought this woman to a witch doctor, told this woman that this witch doctor will solve all her relationship issues, but instead went behind this woman's back, paid off the witch doctor to curse not only the relationship, but steal the man. It took a minute for Doreen to realize that this sounds like my story, but it can't be. My friend wouldn't do this to me. But in this moment of faith, she prayed, and she prayed that whatever curse was hanging over Albert may be broken. But not only that, whoever was trying to steal him should please suffer the consequences of their actions. Not less than 2 days later, Albert started calling Doreen. He was apologetic. He was sad. I'm so sorry. I love you. I don't know what took over me. Something happened. I started having unnatural feelings for somebody else. I didn't know what was going on, and I'm sorry. Please take me back. Doreen said, can you describe the person you suddenly had feelings for? Albert described the person, and that person matched Nancy's description completely. Doreen said, Albert, is the lady's name Nancy? He said, yes, exactly. So Doreen forgave Albert and said, you know what? I love you. We are in a great place. We're fine. Let's carry on. But in her heart, she was angry. She picked up her phone and marched to Nancy's house. Just as she arrived at Nancy's house, entered and found Nancy bedridden, sick beyond control, couldn't even use her legs. Doreen looked at Nancy and said, what in the Lord's name happened to you? She said, I'm so sorry. I was jealous of your relationship with Albert. I wanted him for myself. I bribed the love doctor. I cursed your relationship. But now I'm sick. I've been sick for the past 4 or 5 days. I don't know what is going on. Doreen looked at Nancy, saw her frail and sick, and was angry. But she also felt pity. And in that moment, she looked at Nancy and forgave her, told her that this needs to stop, showed her the NSPPD prayer link, and encouraged her to confess and give her life to Christ. Now, Sunday, January 29th of 2023, Doreen stood at the church altar, praising God for restoring her life and her relationship. Beside her stood Nancy, who had finally given her life to Christ. So together, they were committed to Christ. The two of them were finally planning Doreen's wedding to Albert in a few weeks. Now that's not an entangled web. And that's all I've got for you guys today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow us on our YouTube channel at EntangledWebStories. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!